Everything ended in just 60 seconds. But what does it really mean for everything to end in a single minute? Imagine, for a moment, the world as you know it. Bustling cities, people going about their daily routines, ships gliding across the oceans, and the hum of normalcy everywhere. Now picture all of that being upended in the blink of an eye. 60 seconds. That's all it took for a chain of events to unfold that would change the course of history. And yet, for most people, life continued as if nothing had happened. The clock started ticking, and in that brief window, the fate of nations hung in the balance. The world, as it turned out, was far more fragile than anyone realized. In those 60 seconds, decisions were made, actions were taken, and the outcome was determined before the average person even had a chance to react. This is the story of how everything can change in a single minute, a story of technology, vigilance, and the razor-thin margin between peace and chaos. And the world didn't even see it coming. As the sun set over continents and city lights flickered on, people everywhere were blissfully unaware of the storm brewing just beyond the horizon. In the heart of a bustling metropolis, commuters hurried home, their faces illuminated by the glow of their phones, oblivious to the silent threat gathering strength far away. In a tranquil harbor, fishermen prepared their boats for the next day's catch, never suspecting that the calm waters would soon become the stage for a high-stakes confrontation. From the vantage point of space, the Earth looked peaceful, serene, and undisturbed, a blue marble suspended in darkness. But beneath that calm exterior, forces were moving, and the countdown had already begun. The world's attention was elsewhere, focused on the mundane and the routine, while a crisis unfolded in the shadows. It was a reminder that danger often arrives unannounced, and that the most significant events can occur without warning, catching even the most prepared nations off guard. A sudden threat appeared in open waters. It was just another day for the crew aboard the warship, patrolling the vast expanse of the ocean under a brooding sky. The sea was calm, the air thick with anticipation, and the horizon stretched endlessly in every direction. Then, without warning, an unidentified vessel materialized on the radar, its intentions unclear, its origin unknown. The crew sprang into action, their training kicking in as they assessed the situation. Was it a lost civilian ship, a routine patrol, or something far more sinister? The tension was palpable, every second stretching into eternity as the officers weighed their options. In the world of modern warfare, threats can emerge from anywhere, above, below, or across the waves. The appearance of the vessel was a stark reminder that the ocean, for all its beauty, is also a theater of conflict, where the line between friend and foe is often blurred. The warship's crew knew that they had only moments to respond, and that hesitation could mean disaster. Radar alarms lit up. Seconds mattered. In the control room, the atmosphere shifted instantly from routine to high alert. Red lights flashed, sirens blared, and the steady hum of machinery was replaced by the urgent voices of operators relaying information. Every eye was glued to the screens, tracking the movement of the unidentified vessel as it closed in. The radar, once a source of reassurance, now became a harbinger of danger. Each blip on the screen represented a potential threat, and the operators knew that they had to act fast. In situations like this, time is the most precious commodity. Every second lost could mean the difference between neutralizing a threat and suffering a catastrophic loss. The control room became a hive of activity, with personnel coordinating their efforts, analyzing data, and preparing for whatever might come next. The sense of urgency was palpable, and the weight of responsibility hung heavy in the air. In those critical moments, the fate of the mission, and perhaps even the nation, rested on their shoulders. Advanced satellites detected the movement instantly. High above the Earth, a network of sophisticated satellites scanned the oceans, their sensors tuned to pick up even the slightest anomaly. These silent sentinels provided a bird's-eye view of the unfolding situation, relaying real-time data to command centers thousands of miles away. Operators monitored the feeds with unwavering focus, their eyes darting between screens as they pieced together the puzzle. The satellites captured every detail, the size and shape of the vessel, its speed and trajectory, and even the heat signatures of its engines. This wealth of information allowed commanders to make informed decisions, cutting through the fog of uncertainty that so often clouds the battlefield. In the age of modern warfare, information is power, and the ability to see beyond the horizon can mean the difference between victory and defeat. The operators knew that they were the first line of defense, and that their vigilance could prevent disaster. As the data poured in, they worked tirelessly to stay one step ahead of the threat, coordinating with naval and air forces to mount a swift response. The response was automatic. No hesitation. Years of training, drills, and simulations had prepared the military for moments like this. As soon as the threat was confirmed, protocols kicked in, and the chain of command sprang into action. Orders were issued, systems were activated, and every unit knew exactly what to do. There was no time for debate or second guessing. Every second counted, and hesitation could be fatal. Automated defense systems whirred to life, their sensors locking onto the target with unerring precision. Personnel moved with practiced efficiency, their actions guided by a shared sense of purpose. In the heat of the moment, there was no room for fear or doubt, only the mission mattered. The response was a testament to the power of preparation and to the dedication of the men and women who stand ready to defend their country at a moment's notice. In the world of modern warfare, speed is everything, and the ability to react instantly can mean the difference between life and death. Missile defense systems activated. Across the region, missile defense batteries came online, their launchers swiveling into position as they prepared to intercept the threat. The ground shook as missiles roared into the sky, their engines blazing a trail of fire and smoke. In the command center, operators tracked their progress, watching as the missiles arced toward their targets with deadly accuracy. The technology behind these systems was the result of decades of research and innovation, designed to provide a shield against even the most advanced adversaries. Each missile represented a last line of defense, a final barrier between safety and destruction. The stakes were high, and the margin for error was razor-thin. As the missiles streaked through the sky, the world held its breath, waiting to see if the defense would hold. In those tense moments, the outcome was far from certain, and the fate of the mission hung in the balance. But the military was prepared, and every system was operating at peak efficiency, ready to meet the challenge head-on. Jets were already in the air before the threat was confirmed. Even as the missile defense systems engaged, squadrons of fighter jets scrambled from their bases, engines screaming as they raced down the runway. Pilots, already suited up and briefed, leapt into action, their training and instincts guiding them through the chaos. The sky was alive with activity as jets soared into the dawn, their afterburners lighting up the horizon. These pilots were the tip of the spear, tasked with intercepting the threat before it could reach its target. Their mission was clear: protect the homeland at all costs. The coordination required for such a rapid response was staggering, involving dozens of units and hundreds of personnel working in perfect harmony. From the ground crews fueling and arming the jets, to the air traffic controllers clearing the runways, every detail had to be executed flawlessly. The pilots knew that they were racing against the clock, and that every second mattered. As they climbed into the sky, they carried with them the hopes and prayers of a nation, determined to do whatever it took to keep their country safe. Electronic warfare blinded enemy signals. In the midst of the chaos, specialized units deployed advanced electronic warfare systems, unleashing a barrage of jamming signals designed to disrupt the enemy's communications and targeting systems. These invisible weapons were as powerful as any missile, capable of rendering an adversary's technology useless in an instant. The operators worked in silence, their faces illuminated by the glow of their screens as they monitored the effects of their efforts. With a few keystrokes, they could blind enemy radars, scramble guidance systems, and sow confusion among opposing forces. Electronic warfare had become a critical component of modern conflict, allowing militaries to gain the upper hand without ever firing a shot. The battle for control of the electromagnetic spectrum was fierce, and victory often went to the side that could outthink and outmaneuver its opponent. In this case, the electronic warfare team succeeded in blinding the enemy, buying precious time for the rest of the forces to complete their mission. It was a silent, invisible battle, but its impact was felt across the entire theater of operations. Targets vanished from tracking screens. As the electronic warfare systems did their work, the enemy's presence on radar screens began to fade. One by one, the blips disappeared, leaving operators searching in vain for any sign of the threat. The digital displays, once crowded with data, now showed only empty space. For the defenders, it was a sign that their efforts had paid off, that the threat had been neutralized before it could do any harm. But for the enemy, it was a moment of confusion and frustration, as their carefully laid plans unraveled in the face of superior technology and tactics. The disappearance of the targets was a testament to the effectiveness of the defense, and to the skill of the personnel who had executed it flawlessly. In the world of modern warfare, victory is often measured in milliseconds, and the ability to make an enemy vanish from the battlefield is the ultimate demonstration of power. The operators breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that they had averted disaster and protected their country from harm. Before the clock hit 1 minute, everything was neutralized. In less than 60 seconds, the threat had been identified, engaged, and eliminated. The ocean, once the scene of imminent danger, was now calm and peaceful once more. Military personnel celebrated their success, exchanging handshakes and congratulations as the tension of the past minute melted away. The sense of relief was palpable, but so too was the awareness of just how close they had come to disaster. The mission had been a success, but it was also a stark reminder of the ever-present dangers that lurked just beyond the horizon. For the men and women who had responded to the crisis, it was a moment of pride, a validation of their training, their teamwork, and their commitment to duty. But it was also a sobering experience, a reminder that the world is a dangerous place, and that peace is always fragile. As the sun rose over the ocean, the military prepared for whatever might come next, knowing that they would be ready to respond at a moment's notice. This is how modern warfare works now. Fast, silent, and unforgiving. The days of drawn-out battles and slow-moving armies are long gone. Today, conflicts are decided in seconds, and the margin for error is smaller than ever. Technology has transformed the battlefield, giving militaries the ability to detect, track, and neutralize threats with unprecedented speed and precision. But with that power comes new challenges: cyber attacks, electronic warfare, and the constant threat of surprise. Special forces train relentlessly, honing their skills in the dead of night, preparing for missions that may never come. Every exercise, every drill is designed to push them to their limits, ensuring that they are ready for anything. The world of modern warfare is a place of constant vigilance, where the difference between victory and defeat can be measured in milliseconds. It is a world where silence is often the deadliest weapon, and where the most dangerous threats are the ones you never see coming. For those who serve, it is a life of sacrifice and dedication, driven by the knowledge that they are the last line of defense against chaos. Follow for more real-world military breakdowns. If you found this breakdown insightful and want to stay informed about the realities of modern conflict, make sure to subscribe and join our community. We bring you the latest analysis, exclusive interviews with experts, and in-depth looks at the technology and tactics shaping the future of warfare. From the front lines to the command centers, we cover the stories that matter, stories of courage, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of security in an uncertain world. Don't miss out on our upcoming episodes, where we'll dive even deeper into the strategies and systems that keep us safe. Whether you're a military enthusiast, a student of history, or simply curious about the forces shaping our world, there's something here for everyone. Stay tuned, stay informed, and remember, in the world of modern warfare, knowledge is your best defense.